Hello and welcome to What You Drinkin', where we review two hopefully delicious craft beers each week before recording a fresh new episode of the Ginger and the Beard podcast. I'm AJ, aka the Ginger.
And I'm Reese, aka the Beard. And I'm excited to hear what you drinking tonight, sir.
Tonight, folks, I've got something from Heliotrope Brewing, which is, number one, look at this can design.
Dude, that can is awesome.
That's so badass. Heliotrope Brewing is in Lexington, Virginia, which is like a stone's throw from my hometown of Buena Vista, Virginia. Cool. Yes, we pronounce it Buena and not Buena. Get it right, folks.
I'm pretty sure that's the right way to say it anyway. Buena Vista.
I think technically it's Buena. It's like a Spanish word, I guess.
No,
right?
It's Greek.
Really?
It means beautiful cliff, or something like that.
Weird. Well, I can tell you, there's not any Greek people in Buena Vista.
Or, I'm sorry, beautiful view. I think it's beautiful view.
Yeah, I think it means the same thing in Spanish, too. So it depends on how you want to pronounce it, I suppose. But
yeah,
in Buena Vista, they call it Buena Vista. Anyways, this is actually in Lexington, Virginia, which is like 15 minutes from Buena Vista. Heliotrope Brewing, I think they're relatively new. I think they've just only been open for a year or two. I didn't research that to find out, but I believe that, they just popped up pretty recently. And I got to go there when we were home for Easter break. Got to visit Heliotrope, and this was canned right in front of my face. They had a crowler machine, but I think it's a crowler machine, but it can actually can 16 ounces as well. So you don't have to get a big giant 32 ounce or however big those crowlers are, which is pretty cool. Like, so you can tell them, you can pick anything off of draft, and they'll can it right there in front of you, which is pretty awesome. So nice. This here is the Reveler, which is a Belgian Strong Dark Ale, coming in at, as you can see, they sharpied it here on the label, 9.1% ABV. And I'm pretty excited about this one. It sounds quite interesting. So let's go ahead and crack it open.
Crack right into it.
I'll get some ASMR action here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Give it to me.
I didn't even hear it because of Discord.
It's crisp.
Darn it, Discord. Crisp.
All right. Let's go ahead.
Preventing me from getting my... Anyway.
Crisp with some crispy brews. All right, let me go ahead and pour this one out.
Wow. It looks like gold. It's like a gold amber.
Liquid gold. It's actually lighter than what you're seeing on the screen, too. It is very much like an amber color. I was expecting it to be a lot darker than this based on the name and like what I read about Belgian Strong Dark Ales. So curious that it's actually quite light. If I move it closer to the light here, you can see.
Look at all those bubbles. It's looking good.
Yeah, it looks quite delicious. But let me tell you why I'm super interested. Yeah, super interested in this because, well, not only is it's a Belgian Strong Ale, and that sounds delicious, but this was actually brewed in collaboration with another local brewery to that area, which is Great Valley Farm Brewing in Natural Bridge, Virginia, which I've been there many times, and using fig leaves from their property. So I was like, interesting, fig leaves in the beer. I don't understand why you would do that, but
are fig leaves like sweet?
Well, that's what I was curious about. So we're going to find out in a second. But before I get a sip of it, I did some research to figure out, like, why would you use fig leaves in a brew? And found some like different Reddit threads of homebrewers and stuff asking like, hey, anybody tried this before? And some people were saying that like fig leaves, when you dehydrate them or dry them out, same thing, I guess, they actually bring out like sort of a coconut sort of aroma. So... And then strong ales are actually known for their sweetness balanced by hops, their dark fruity esters, things like that. So I guess the two kind of go hand in hand. But yeah, that dried fig leaf is apparently supposed to bring out a toasted coconut aroma. And sometimes people use it in teas and things like that. So I can see how the two might play in. But as far as like how they use them in the brew, some people put them in during the boiling process. Some people put them in as almost like a dry hop additive. So using the dried fig leaves in the actual fermentation process to bring out that aroma. So let's go ahead and give it a smell and see if I can pick up on any of that. Definitely is some fruitiness going on. gonna be pretty honest with you guys here. My fig experience doesn't go far past fig Newtons.
Are you kidding me?
So I'm picturing that gooey, sugary substance inside of that sweet, delicious cookie. I don't know that actually represents what a fig smells like or tastes like. Have you ever eaten fig? Is that something like you eat?
Yeah, you crack them open and you eat all the inner. I don't know. I don't want to say innards, but like
innards,
the flesh of
the
fig.
The fleshy fig.
Yeah, you don't eat the outside. Well, I don't think you're supposed to eat the skin. I've never eaten the skin of it, but you crack it open and there's like a bunch of seeds and fibrous material in there, and you just eat that, and it's sweet. It's not like it's not like very sweet. It's very slightly sweet. Yeah, for me at least.
Okay, well, I need to brush up on my figs. But I do pick up like some sort of fruitiness. I'm going to assume it's the figs. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt here on this one because I don't really know what that smells like. But it's definitely like a spicier sort of fruity aroma. Like it almost like has like a clove sort of smell to it.
I don't think that's probably not the fig. That's probably something else.
Yeah, it's pretty mild though, to be honest. But let's go ahead and give it a sip and see what we find. Interesting. Yeah. I don't pick up anything that I'm smelling, which is weird. The taste is like 100% malt. I was kind of expecting this to be darker just based on the name. It definitely has some sweetness to it. It could be the fact that this was canned, from a draft from tap. And it's been a couple weeks since that. So I don't know if the canning, being canned from a tap like that has anything to do with how the flavor is affected after a period of time. They did tell me this one should age, quote unquote, age better than the other IPA that I had canned, which I drank, a week or so ago. But again, I pull some sweetness on this. I mean, there's a little bit of fruitiness in there. I don't know for sure if it's the fig. I mean, I think the fig piece might be more of a, like, let's pique your interest with something interesting we've done that you haven't seen elsewhere. I think it may be a little bit more of that, but really, I mean, it's a solid beer. It's kind of a medium-bodied mouthfeel to it. It's for 9.1%. It masks that alcohol content like perfectly well, which is something else that I've like kind of in research found that the Belgian Strong Ales are kind of known for, that they kind of hide that alcohol content behind like spicier, fruitier flavors. So I don't pick up on like, it's not a real big bite on this one. I'm gonna give it another sip here, see what I can find.
Yeah, I think from my experience, you're right. They're not like, it's not like a porter or a stout if that's what you were expecting, but in comparison to like an IPA or just like a normal ale, right? Like a pale ale, it's a lot darker than one of those. Yeah, and even darker than like a brown ale. So that's kind of why they're calling it a dark ale. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what else to say about it, honestly. I mean, it's really good. I don't have a lot of experience with this type of beer. I mean, it's just, for me, I'm just pulling a lot of that malt characteristic. It's very malt forward, which I think is to be expected with the Belgian styles. Yep. Kind of wish I was picking more up on like some fruity fig sort of flavors that was really present, but again, that could be if I would have had this right off the tap, maybe that would pick up a little bit more. But still cool that there's a tree not far from my house that had leaves on it, and those leaves were in this beer. That's pretty cool to think about. So Heliotrope, nice, delicious beer. Can't wait to come back and see you guys at the brewery, and hopefully maybe one day have you guys on the show. I'd love to have a brewery near my actual hometown on the show. That'd be super cool. So cheers to you guys.
So you picked up on the, there's some bitterness to it as well, just like light bitterness.
I mean, very, very mild.
Gotcha. I think that's
I think it's more sweet. I think the sweetness is more present than any kind of bitter. Yeah.
Malt, yeah. That makes sense.
Definitely. Cool. Yeah, so super good, man. But before we jump into your beer review, I got to give a quick shout out, man. You and I just got a special package in the mail today.
Yes, sir.
That I think we are both pretty excited to share. So Yeah, yeah, definitely. Our buddy Ray from beardsandbottlecaps.com. Wow, look at that. Some cross beard action.
Little hey beards, what's up?
Turns out there's a lot of dudes with beards who like beer. And this particular gentleman was kind enough to send us a package today with some custom made acrylic / maybe resin. I don't know. We need to confirm with him. Coasters.
I think they're resin. I really do.
I think it might be resin. That use bottle caps from different breweries. Mine has New Belgium bottle caps and also Budweiser, the king of beers, bottle caps. And what do you have there?
I got Dos Equis. It's what is his saying?
I don't know. I don't always drink beer.
I like Dos Equis. Yeah, I don't always drink beer, but when I do,
Dos Equis.
Dos Equis. And then Leinenkugels. Sorry,
Leinenkugels, which we just discovered is from Wisconsin.
And I'm sure most people, they at least know about Summer Shandy because it's sold like everywhere.
Yeah.
But they have other beer too, and it's good. So
check it out.
Other beer.
Yeah, and make sure you check out beardsandbottlecaps.com. These are really awesome, man. Like,
thanks, Ray.
Yeah, these are super cool. As you can see, they're perfectly smooth on the top and on the bottom. We've got our little logo imprint there in the middle, which Ray himself suggested to us, and I appreciate him putting in that extra effort there, which makes it really cool. So these are awesome, man. Great for resting your beverage on to avoid any nasty stains on your desk or your coffee table or wherever you rest your drinks. But he's got a handful of breweries. I mean, obviously, as you can see here, available that you can order, but you can also do custom orders if you want. So if you have a specific brewery in mind, I'm not sure, maybe you have to send him the bottle caps. And also to mention, he does picture frames, which are super cool. I'm not sure how he does it. Somehow he flattens the bottle caps and essentially lines a picture frame with a bunch of bottle caps. Just a neat gift for anybody who's into beer like us.
Dude, I love this idea. I love what he's doing. This is perfect. I've never seen anything like this before. You've seen like the resin bars where they have just like bottle caps and then they put the resin in it. And like, I know my brother did a table where he had like a bunch of bottle caps and then he resined it. It's nice. Like not easy, like it takes time. This is really cool to see that he's doing this, and yeah, man.
Thanks for sending.
Make sure to check him out. And we got to make sure we put a link in our descriptions. So guys, go check that out. Make sure to go support them. Get some awesome coasters. This is great.
Yeah, absolutely. And while you're there, make sure you use the code Ginger and the Beard. That's all lowercase, no spaces. Again, Ginger and the Beard for 10% off your order.
Yep.
So we'll put that down in the notes below. But let's get to your beer, man. I'm excited to hear. What are you drinking tonight?
Sir, I have a Blood Orange Gose from Atlas Brew Works. Kind of hard to see the can. Not a fancy can. Not a whole lot going on. Kind of just standard, right? It's a
pretty cool ale. Though.
Yeah, I like it. It's kind of got that simple kind of thing going on. Sorry for my fingernails. I was doing yard work today. Anyway.
How dare you, filthy animal.
Filthy. Fruit ale brewed with pink Himalayan salt. So that's typical for a Gose, right? Is to have that salty, soury, salty, very light sour. Definitely salty. So
is the Himalayan salt the kind that you can like go and like hang out in rooms full of salt? Like the pink sort of.
It's the pink salt, yeah. You can go hang out in like salt rooms. What?
Yes, I've been in one. Shannon and I. She found a Groupon once in Williamsburg, Virginia. It was a room. This is not made. This is a true story. There is a room full of Himalayan salt.
What?
Like giant salt rocks. Like the floor is nothing but salt, and you're laying essentially in like a lawn chair. And you're just absorbing the magical salt properties.
The magical.
And you're in there for like an hour. And you're supposed to come out feeling like a new person. But
did you?
I'll be honest, guys. I was just in there like trying not to fart while everybody else was like being silent.
That's what it always comes down to.
Yeah. Anyways, Back to your beer.
Gotta love fart jokes. Anyway, so the website describes it as a light-bodied and effervescent, slightly sour and a touch saline, sweet orange aromas up front, followed by faint notes of berry. Atlas Blood Orange Gose makes for a beautifully refreshing summer beer, just enough sourness to quench your thirst on a DC. They're out of Washington, D.C. on a DC hot summer day. The salinity, big words here, so the salinity will keep you coming back for more, while the low ABV makes sure you don't regret it in the morning. All right. We can do that. Let's go ahead and pour this sucker out. Let's see what it looks like.
I gotta see if this is pink like the salt rooms.
You see? Okay, all right. It's definitely not pink.
Nice.
This is very like, wow! Look how like clear this is. What?
It is very clear.
You see how clear that is?
Yeah, it's super clear. I'm sure on my screen it's even. Look at you, it's little Reese inside of there.
Yeah, wow. So that's very, very clear. Like very pale. Almost like it's almost like honey. It's like a honey kind of color if they poured like water in it.
Diluted honey water.
Diluted honey water. That's what it looks like. I mean, that doesn't make it sound very good, but it does look very delicious. So, let's give it a sniff. Wow, hey, I can smell oranges. This is cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay. Yeah, it smells citrusy. I like that. It smells citrusy. It's like weird because like I don't know if it's like my mind playing tricks on me, but I can almost smell salt. Maybe it's just like I'm expecting seed. It's like I'm expecting it, right? Maybe that's why. Anyway, it's 4.4% ABV, 5 IBU, so like I could pound a couple of these and still drive home pretty good. So let's give it a sip.
I love how they say DC hot summer day. That's like the perfect, I can picture myself there.
For being a Gose, this is like, you know how like I usually like will say, okay, this is a beginner's one, this is not a beginner's one, like this is probably middle of the road kind of one. Like this is like definitely a beginner's Gose because it is, in my opinion, like just barely a Gose. Like and I'm not and that's not a bad thing. What I'm saying is like if you've never had a Gose before and you're not sure you're ready for it, drink one of these just to kind of figure it out. I actually, the longer that I've been sitting here, I can actually like feel the salt on my tongue, which is weird because I didn't get the salt up front. What I got up front was like a little bit of citrus, just a very little bit of salt, and just barely sour for me.
Crushable Gose.
Very refreshing though. Definitely more salt on that second taste. Citrusy. It mentions notes of berry, but I'm not really getting any berry. I ate a lot of berries too, so I would expect that I'd be getting some berry. I wonder what kind of berry you're supposed to get out of this, but it's very light-bodied. It's like drinking a cloud. It's like drinking a cloud with a little bit of orange, blood orange citrusy juice in there, and a little bit of Himalayan sea salt. It's like I'm sitting in a room full of salt and blood oranges, and the air is just like it's like water you could drink. So anyway,
with some honey,
with some honey. So yeah, man. Anyway, that is the Atlas Brew Works Blood Orange Gose. Make sure to check them out. If you're ever in the DC area, I know they got plenty of good beers. I don't know if I've actually been there before. I need to go down there because we have family that lives like real close to that area. So we're definitely going to go make it down there. But anyway, Yeah, guys. Again, that's your beginner Gose, in my opinion. I think if you want to try something out, if you want to try it, even if any sour, if you're trying to figure out what a sour is, go with this. It'll get you going. So
Work
there you go. There you have it.
Cool. Awesome, man. Well, thank you guys all for watching this week's What You Drinkin'. Make sure you check out the other craft beer reviews on our channel and head over to Instagram to keep up with what we're drinking on a daily basis.
That's right. And of course, subscribe to the Ginger the Beard podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts. See you guys on the next video. Peace.
See ya.